50. As for the next few days, he says another system could bring some wind this weekend, but right now it doesn't look strong enough to create another significant dust event. Eric Cabrera, KSL News Radio.
Well, it's one thing to say there could be arsenic in the dust, but it's another to measure how much. And we'll know someday. The State Department of Environmental Quality is expanding a network of more than 20 monitoring stations around the lake. They will track the dust and study what's in it, arsenic or other heavy metals. Officials say the goal is to better understand what we're exposed to when the dust is carried off the lake bed. KSL News Time 3:03. Our top national story, President Trump has told the U.S. military to stand down, claiming a peace deal is all but done.
We just made a great settlement of the war with Iran, and we're going to be subject to finalization of documents, which should get done over the next few days.
Sources tell ABC News the peace deal could be signed as soon as the weekend. Whether that happens or not, either way, Wall Street went crazy. As soon as the president released his statement, the Dow almost instantly went up more than 800 points. KSL News Time 3:04. Democrats have won a round on Capitol Hill. President Trump has dropped his choice for Director of National Intelligence. Bill Pulte is a Trump diehard with no intelligence experience. Instead, the president's nominated the most high-profile U.S. attorney in New York City, Jay Clayton, nominated to be the next Director of National Intelligence, replacing Tulsi Gabbard. It's business as usual at the Pentagon this afternoon. A temporary lockdown has been lifted. Officials were alerted early this morning of a possible air quality issue. ABC's Alex Prochet is outside the Pentagon.
So we just heard from the chief Pentagon spokesperson, equated this to essentially a false alarm. He said that those monitoring systems that went off, subsequent testing confirmed that no hazard exists and that normal operations have resumed here at the Pentagon.
Several floors of the complex were locked down during the response, and some were even partially evacuated. Did you know that you can see fireflies this month all over Utah? Well, one Utah farmer says we need to do more in order to keep this light show going.
In the early evening hours in June, when the wind has died down, and especially after a fresh rainfall, you might find some fireflies. They have been documented in 28 of Utah's 29 counties, including at Thompson Century Farm in Spanish Fork.
And it is magical to see
Brianna Willis getting started there.
And children see a firefly for the first time and be able to have it fly right in front of their face.
Diane Garcia is a dark sky advocate and owns the farm. She says most Utahns have never seen the bioluminescent bugs, but most people aren't going out into marshy areas in the middle of the night without flashlights. Garcia says she is now advocating for lawmakers to protect known firefly populations by keeping developments away and adopting dark sky best practices. Brianna Willis, KSL News Radio.
KSL News Time 3:06. First look traffic. Here's Ricky Meese.
We had an accident in Sandy, northbound to I-15 prior to 106 South. It just recently cleared. All lanes are open, but residual delays into Bluffdale. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
So the SpaceX IPO is tomorrow. My Minute of News is on the way. Next.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-979-3535. That's 800-979-3535. 800-979-3535.
Do you know how to tell if a clogged drain is something to worry about or not? What's up, everybody? I'm Mike Wilson with Any Hour Services, and I understand it's annoying and inconvenient, but sometimes a clogged drain can be a sign there's a more serious issue with your sewer main line. If the drains in the lowest level of your home aren't draining, or you flush a toilet and it comes up somewhere else like a shower or a floor drain, I'm urging you to look at this as more than just an annoyance. The last thing I want you to experience is a sewer backup. If you're a homeowner experiencing any of these issues, the first step would be to snake the line to see if it's just a blockage, which one of our drain techs can do for only $29. Yep, you heard that right. Any Hour Services will snake any drain line with normal access for only $29. Sinks, showers, tubs, toilets, floor drains, laundry drains, even that sewer main line that connects to the city. We'll snake any line for just $29. For help with your drain issues, call Any Hour Services at 801-443-7700. You can Google Any Hour Services. You can even schedule online at anyhourservices.com. No one helps more homeowners than Any Hour Services.
This is My Minute of News, brought to you by Any Hour Services, electrical, plumbing, heating, and air, anyhourservices.com. There's this thing about the super-duper rich that bothers me. Just because they're really good at something and make a tremendous amount of money doing it, they think they're smarter about everything. This comes to mind because Elon is about to get paid, as in the biggest payday in human history.
I want to be a billionaire, so freaking bad.
No, wait, kill that. The song doesn't work. Let me explain. When SpaceX becomes a public company on Friday, newly created shares of SPCX will be sold to the public, and it's predicted Elon's stake will suddenly be worth more than $700 billion. But wait, he still has that other little project, Tesla. That's another $280 billion-ish, so Elon is poised to become the trillion-dollar man. There is no song about having a trillion because it's inconceivable. To put it another way, dude has enough money to buy every single NFL, Major League Baseball, NBA, and NHL team, Dodgers, Knicks, Eagles, Mammoth, all of them. And he could also buy all the networks that broadcast the games, and he'd still have enough money left over to buy 300 F-35 jet fighters and 2 aircraft carriers. This man could buy an Air Force while sitting in the owner's suite at Dodger Stadium or at a Cowboys game, doesn't matter. But who do you root for when you own all the teams? These are Elon Musk level first world problems.
Money!
Not his thing, but he could do charitable works. He could build 2.5 million average American homes and give them away, feed every hungry child in America till they're age 18. But it's his money. He could create the Doge Institute for egomaniacal narcissistic billionaires who think they know how to cut the size of government. He did not. And his institute could teach the super duper rich that just because they're good at making money, it doesn't mean they know everything.
Jeff Caplan's Minute of News, only on KSL News Radio.
There you go. Traffic and weather together, brought to you by UCCU. You deserve to love where you bank. Here's Ricky Meese.
We're going to start in Weber County, where we have delays already on I-15 going northbound. They start leaving Clearfield up to just past I-84 in Riverdale, and then southbound I-15 bogged down and slow right at the I-84 junction through Riverdale and into Roy. The rest of your major roadways looking pretty good. I-15 in Salt Lake County, good speeds leaving downtown until you get to 53rd South, and it fills in and slows down from Murray into Draper at 123rd South. Northbound I-15 also crowded and slow going from Bluffdale up to about 114th South. More heavy and slow traffic northbound I-15. Warm Springs Road up to the North Interchange, all clear on your east side freeways. Eric?
Looking good in Utah County right now. I-15 northbound, southbound, getting onto the freeway in Spanish Fork. You got some northbound congestion between State Street and the freeway entrance ramp. And out in Tooele County, just like we've had the last couple of days, construction-related northbound slowing on SR 36 right as you get into the Lake Point area, just past Canyon Road, heading up to the Saddleback Boulevard intersection. That's going to be slow going and single file. At Ovation Homes, taking it easy looks a little different with single-level home designs to keep you moving. Ovation Homes, your best years start here. Communities in Syracuse, West Point, and Layton, or ovationhomesutah.com. Eric Butler in the KSL Traffic Center.
Your June 11th is looking fantastic, folks. 75 this afternoon with blue skies, less wind. Overnight, we'll go to 53, and then 87 tomorrow. Much warmer, sunny skies. Saturday looks great, 88 with sunshine in the north, and a couple of pop-up mountain showers down in southern Utah. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
Only 69 degrees in Salt Lake City. We'll check in with John Smith, get an update on music in a minute. In just a few, stay with us. This is Utah's news, traffic, and weather station. It's 12 minutes after 3. What if you had the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi and the price didn't change for 5 years? Thanks to the Xfinity Summer Savings Event, you don't have to worry about that part of your future. Now through June 22nd, get gig Wi-Fi for just $50 a month for 5 years with equipment and unlimited data included, no strings, no commitments. And get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. You're guaranteed 5 years of Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi that keeps you protected from online threats. Plus, you can even try Xfinity Mobile free for a year. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities during the Xfinity Summer Savings Event. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account taxes and fees extra after 12 months. Regular rates apply to mobile. Select Xfinity. Internet required speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable. $50 a month for 5 years. No commitments. Go to Xfinity.com.
Who is Farm Bureau Financial Services? At our core, we're relationship builders. We're home and auto bundlers, life insurers, farm and ranch protectors, and retirement planners. We're neighbors, community members, and friends. We're the people you can count on now and for years to come. Find a Farm Bureau agent at fbfs.com/protect. Farm Bureau Property and Casualty Insurance Company, Western Agricultural Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company.
Common Spirit Health. Hospitals, clinics, and caregivers all connected to advance healthcare in Colorado, Kansas, and Utah. Healthcare with human kindness is here. Hello, human kindness.
Hi, it's Greg Skordas. When I turned 60, I started gaining weight, and it wasn't just a little bit. It became 10 pounds, 20 pounds, and it started approaching 30 pounds, and whatever I was doing wasn't working. So I contacted SOTA Diet Nutrition at the suggestion of some of the people here at KSL, and they said, try it. There's no pills, there's no injections. It's all based on diet. They hooked me up with a nutritionist, they hooked me up with a coach, and they told me that I could plan on losing something between 3 and 5 pounds a week. After 6 weeks, I had lost 26 pounds, and after 7 weeks, I had reached my target, and I'm now at the maintenance stage. They hooked me up with something they call their dynamic diet because their nutritionists are specially trained to customize a dynamic plan for each person. Everyone has different food sensitivities, responses, weaknesses, lifestyles, habits, and behaviors, so a one-size-fits-all diet approach doesn't work. Dynamic diet highlights that personalized approach, and it worked for me. SOTA Diet Nutrition, SOTA, that's SOTADietNutrition.com. Remember, SOTA is, say it with me, state of the art.
KSL News Time, 3:15. The 3 things you need to know this hour first.
A former volunteer firefighter who has already served time in prison for arson has been arrested again, accused of starting 2 fires in Tooele County last night. I'm KSL News Radio's Heather Peterson.
Second, the Utah State Board of Ed is considering better background checks for schools. The problem, a registered sex offender went on an overnight trip with a high school cheerleading team. Third, our biggest traffic trouble spawn.
We had some delays southbound I-15 between Warm Springs Road and 6 North. Traffic there starting to move again, but it's also slowing down on the northbound side. Then on Highway 40 in Summit County, some southbound delays. This is due to a crash, and it's going to be blocking a left lane of traffic a few miles south of I-80. Ricky Meeson, the KSL Traffic Center.
Less wind today with highs in the 70s, and then a warm-up for the weekend. I'm Matt Johnson.
We're not there yet. 69 at the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios now. Our top national stories.
From ABC News, I'm Lindsay Davis, anchor of Prime, streaming weeknights on ABC News Live. The 3-month-long war with Iran and recent escalations despite a ceasefire could give way to a permanent deal. President Trump says leaders have approved final points on a peace agreement and says he's calling off tonight's scheduled strikes against Iran. ABC's Stephen Portnoy has more.
What we heard the president say is that he has just spoken to the Prime Minister of Israel, the heads of Qatar, the UAE, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, will soon be talking to Turkey. He said the Strait of Hormuz will be open. He mentioned that the U.S. has been engaged in what had been secret missions to take ships, oil tankers, out of the Strait of Hormuz, transiting them through to the global marketplace.
A source with knowledge of the negotiations tells ABC News the deal is very close as mediators hit some breakthroughs. On the heels of this week's inflation report showing consumer prices are at a 3-year high, the Producer Price Index shows wholesale prices jumped 6.5% in May from the previous year. President Trump has nominated former SEC Chair Jay Clayton to be the next Director of National Intelligence. Current Acting Director Bill Pulte has received bipartisan backlash, including House and Senate lawmakers rejecting measures to extend FISA's wiretap tool to monitor foreign threats. Democratic Senator Adam Schiff on Clayton's nomination.
It doesn't solve the Pulte problem. It doesn't solve the 702 problem. Simply naming Jay Clayton, but I'm sure that Clayton will eventually be given fair consideration.
FISA 702 expires tomorrow. Celebrations in New York City over the New York Knicks' Game 4 win against the San Antonio Spurs last night led to unrest outside Madison Square Garden. The NYPD says they arrested more than 50 people. Game 5 is Saturday. And the FIFA World Cup kicked off today with Mexico taking on South Africa in the first match in Mexico City. It all leads up to tomorrow night's match in Los Angeles between the U.S. and Paraguay. The U.S., Mexico, and Canada are hosting the World Cup. You're listening to ABC News.
KSL News Time, 3:18.
Hey, I'm John Smith from 103.5 The Arrow, here with your music in a minute. Hey, so remember MySpace? Blink-182 sure does, and they've reactivated their MySpace page. The band dusted off the old social media relic this week as part of the 25th anniversary celebration for the breakthrough album Take Off Your Pants and Jacket, which was released on June 12th, 2001. Rumor is the band is teasing some sort of major announcement this week, marking the official 25th anniversary. Kevin Bacon and Kenny Loggins teaming up to play Footloose live on Classroom Instruments. Kenny Loggins stopped by The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon and was joined by Kevin Bacon, Jimmy Fallon, and The Roots for kid-sized versions of his biggest hits, including Danger Zone and Footloose. John Lithgow even showed up to tell them to cut the noise. Look that up on YouTube. It's worth it. New Rolling Stones album hits stores on July 10th, and thanks to Marvel, there will be 5 different versions of the record you can buy. Foreign Tongues will have 5 Marvel-themed covers featuring Spider-Man, Thor, Captain America, and a couple of other ones, which I've already bought the Sticky Fingers album from 1973 at least 5 times, so this works out okay. That is your music in a minute or so here on KSL News Radio. I'm John Smith reporting.
KSL News Time, 3:19. It's traffic and weather together, brought to you by UCCU. Get 4% cash back on cruises at UCCU.com. Here's Ricky Meese.
Highway 40 in Summit County, a nasty accident blocking a left lane, and it occurred about 3 to 4 miles south of the I-80 junction. If you're on Highway 40, just be prepared for big backups. And for those traveling in the valley, typical southbound I-15 slowdown setting in from Murray into Draper. Northbound I-15 already slow, Bluffdale up to 114th south. And then we have unusual delays northbound I-15 going from Sunset all the way through Riverdale. Eric?
Southbound slowdowns, Bangerter Highway from 700 south down to Lake Park Boulevard, south of 201. And you've got some eastbound, westbound slowdowns on the 201 highway westbound approaching 215. And then also in Magnet 7200 west, we got some eastbound slowing there too. I-15 Utah County off to a good start. Where will summer take you? With UTA's rider's license, kids age 6 through 18 ride all summer for just $49. Get yours today on the Transit app or at rideuta.com. Eric Butler in the KSL Traffic Center.
Your 7-day forecast brought to you by Performance Automotive Bountiful. Devin Mashuli is here, and it's kind of brisk.
Yeah, I was going to say, it was chilly this morning. We got down to 45 degrees at the Salt Lake Airport.
Really?
Yeah, that's 15 degrees roughly cooler than normal.
Yeah, I did pop outside early and said, whoa.
Beautiful day. It is so nice. It's like you can't complain. It's so
okay,
sunny.
Then you're going to complain tomorrow, aren't you?
Not me. I like the 80s. So we're going to be back into the mid 80s tomorrow, and it's a little bit warmer now than normal, and we're roughly going to kind of bounce up and down between 85 to 86 to 87 degrees from tomorrow through about Sunday, Monday. As we head into the later parts of next week, specifically more so Wednesday, that's when we get into the 90s range, and the heat's going to turn up, and it's just going to stay sunny really throughout this entire period.
Okay, so this weekend, does this qualify as the lazy, crazy, hazy days of summer? Just asking.
Maybe not yet. I feel like it's not that hot.
Okay, we're talking about this, and it's 69 degrees, right?
Yeah, right.
All right, thanks a lot, Devin. We appreciate it. Stay with us. We're going to check Wall Street. What an interesting day. Interesting in quotes. Stay with us.
Jeff Kaplan's Afternoon News, only on KSL News Radio.
Advanced Window Products is now officially 40 years old. They've been building state-of-the-art windows since 1986. And you know, a business doesn't last that long unless they truly serve their customers. And Advanced does, with quality, with service, and price. They build state-of-the-art custom windows at their factory right here in Salt Lake City. Their own employees install the windows, no subcontractors. And the windows are guaranteed for life by a company that's right nearby. You have a problem, they're coming over. And since they build the windows, there's no middleman, and you save thousands of dollars. Plus, right now, call for a quote, and you'll get an extra $2,500 off on 10 windows or more. Advanced Windows offers financing with 0% interest. They even do buy now, pay later. So get your new windows now. Seal in your air conditioning. Call 801-850-9100. Get a quote, 801-850-9100, or go to advancedwindows.com. And guys,
America First Credit Union has everything you need to get your money working. And for a limited time, new members get a $150 cash bonus for opening a checking account and $200 more for enrolling in and using direct deposit. If you're ready to do more with your money and get up to $350 cash, head to americaFirst.com and become a member today. Subject to membership eligibility, terms, creditworthiness, change, and conditions. Additional requirements may apply. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal Opportunity Lender.
You're the backyard big shot, the patio perfectionist, the envy of barbecue hosts all over the neighborhood. When it comes to your lawn, power moves are the only moves you make. That's why you just applied IFA Spring and Summer Lawn Food for healthy turf that stays green all summer. IFA Spring and Summer Lawn Food. It's the ultimate lawn owner power move.
At Liberty Mutual, we love helping people with things like customizing car insurance, just like how we customize a song for you. Catered country tune. Liberty Mutual, saving you bucks while protecting your truck. 'Cause Birdie told me to only pay for what I need. Thank you, Limu. I'll always trust in Limu with Liberty, 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 Liberty.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it'd go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. 'Cause I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
We're watching Utah's money at KSL. SpaceX is going public tomorrow morning. Elon's trillion-dollar conglomerate is set to join the NASDAQ at the market open. Symbol SPCX will open at $135 a share, and we'll see if it goes up like a rocket. Waymo is launching a new subscription tier for $30 a month. It gives users benefits like free cancellations, 10% back in loyalty credits for each trip. You know, at Waymo, driverless cars. The catch is that this new subscription tier is invite only. You got to be special to get in on Waymo Premier. Oracle took a major hit today. The software company beat earnings. They beat revenue expectations for the quarter, but they have negative free cash flow. That troubled investors, and Oracle was down 11%. By the numbers on Wall Street, the Dow just soared after President Trump said that there's a peace deal with Iran, up 930 points, erasing yesterday's losses. It closed at 58.49. The S&P up 127 points, and the NASDAQ soared 640.
A family office is a team built to handle the three biggest financial responsibilities a family faces: wealth management, tax strategy, and estate planning. Most firms only manage your investments and refer the rest out, hoping everyone stays aligned. At Trajan, we built something different. Your wealth, tax planning, and estate planning are handled together inside one firm under one roof. There's no guessing whether your CPA, advisor, and estate attorney are truly in sync, because our team works together every day on your behalf. When your financial life becomes more complex, your advice should become more coordinated, not more fragmented. One plan, one trusted team.
Call Trajan today, 855-TRAJAN-1. That's 855-TRAJAN-1.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
There's no doubt about it. It's always a great time to shop at NPS, which truly is a nice place to save with their 4 locations. 1 in Orem, we've got 1 in Layton, and 2 in Salt Lake. Anytime, you'll save 20 to 70% at NPS. But right now, it's time to get into NPS because Father's Day is just around the corner. The summer months are here. It's time to get those power tools, buy a fire pit, great men's clothing. How about some golf clubs and other sports equipment, things that are fun for the summertime for the kids, even things for your lawn and garden. And then, of course, groceries, great prices, and that's very important right now. Terrific prices on groceries. And then when you're shopping the store, above and beyond the 20 to 70% off, you'll find additional savings. It's time for you to go in and shop for dear old Dad at NPS.
My name is Tom.
My name is Cindy.
We give to and volunteer with United Way at our community free health clinic.
We know our time and money are going to the right places.
We don't just wear the shirt.
We live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, Live United. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Traffic and weather together brought to you by UCCU. Improve cash flow with a home equity line of credit. And here's Ricky Meese.
This crash in Summit County, it's pretty nasty. A left lane blocked southbound Highway 40 about 3 miles after the I-80 junction. Delays for your Thursday afternoon drive on I-15 in Salt Lake County going southbound. They start at 45th South Murray into Draper and northbound. A few spots in Draper and Sandy, but now starting to see traffic getting busy and slow. 2100 south into the north interchange. Eric?
Northbound SR 36, Tooele County at Slow and Lake Point from Canyon Road up to the Saddleback Boulevard intersection. Road construction, the reason there. Coming off the freeway in Utah County, 2100 north for westbounders. That's slow from the freeway out to 3600 west. Super Trees in Riverton is Utah's most unique tree, plants, pottery, gifts, and more with weekly truckloads of new trees and plants. Receive 10% off this month. Visit Riverton location or supertrees.com. Eric Butler in the KSL Traffic Center.
Another beautiful day with sunshine and highs in the mid-70s. You'll also love that the forecast calls for less wind. 87 tomorrow, sunny skies. We jump to 88 on Saturday, more blue skies. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
And right now in Ogden, we're sunshine and we're at 70 degrees. A little bit warmer. In Provo, it's 73. You want the heat, you go to St. George where it's 96.
You're listening to Jeff Caplan's Afternoon News
on KSL News Radio, 102.7 FM
and 1160 AM.
Good afternoon, 3:30 at KSL. Jeff Caplan here. We're at 69 in Salt Lake City. KSL's top story, no war tonight. President Trump has canceled a third day of strikes against Iran, claiming that a peace deal could be signed by this weekend.
We have a signing soon, and the documents are in pretty final shape, so we'll see.
More from ABC News correspondent Stephen Portnoy in Washington.
What we heard the president say is that he has just spoken to the Prime Minister of Israel, the heads of Qatar, the UAE, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, will soon be talking to Turkey. He said the Strait of Hormuz will be open. He mentioned that the U.S. has been engaged in what had been secret missions to take ships, oil tankers, out of the Strait of Hormuz, transiting them through to the global marketplace.
As soon as the president spoke today, the markets reacted. The Dow was almost instantly up 900 points. Oil prices fell 4%. KSL News Time 3:31. South Salt Lake City is calling for a tax hike in next year's budget at the same time that the city is proposing to raise pay for the mayor and city council. KSL News Radio's Heather Peterson live with the details. Heather?
Jeff, they laid it all out at last night's city council meeting.
This year, the city is facing many of the same budget constraints
constraints that are affecting households in other cities across the nation. Costs for services continue to rise and demand for those services keep growing.
Mayor Sherry Wood says they need to raise taxes and fees for residents for a number of reasons, from road projects to increased utility costs and to boost the fund for public safety.
To ensure adequate funding for our public safety departments through appropriate channels rather than the general fund, which takes money away from other vital city services.
However, they're also proposing a 4% increase in pay for sworn officials and 3% for others within the city, which Wood says was state directed. The tax hikes will likely mean an extra $15 for the average homeowner. They'll vote on the budget proposal next Wednesday night. Reporting live, Heather Peterson, KSL News Radio.
Well, this is a story that makes you wonder, how could this happen? Members of the State Board of Ed are asking the same question after a registered sex offender was allowed on an out-of-state trip with a high school cheerleading team. KSL News Radio's Adam Small with the story.
It happened earlier this year when the Highland High School cheerleading team went to California. The Salt Lake City School District tells us the man was married to the assistant coach at the time. This led not only the district to review its background check requirements, but now the state school board is doing the same. They talked about it for roughly an hour in their most recent board meetings, but got held up on some of the technical language in the proposed rule change, and they weren't able to finalize anything.
The board is still working on a new rule for background checks. A 19-year-old from Layton has pleaded guilty to some incredibly reckless driving. Spencer Riley Clausen rode his motorcycle on I-15 at 160 miles an hour, plus he even pulled a wheelie. He refused to stop for police, and his social media is filled with videos of his speeding escapades, one time hitting 190. After pleading guilty, he'll be sentenced on a long list of charges July 20th. The U.S. Attorney for Utah is on the road today, informing senior centers around the state about how to avoid falling victim to fraud. Melissa Holyoke says the elderly are a favorite target of scammers because they often actually have money. She says crypto is a red flag.
If you are getting some sort of unexpected phone call or message that's telling you to transfer money or send money via crypto or some other means, that you should not trust that.
Holyoke says nationwide seniors are scammed out of an estimated $20 billion a month. She says she hears stories from the seniors and hopes her efforts help empower the elderly and put fraudsters on notice. June is Elder Abuse Awareness Month. The World Cup is officially underway. Mexico is hosting South Africa this afternoon, while Los Angeles prepares to host the U.S. opening match against Paraguay. A lot of that prep is tightening the security. Here's ABC's Alex Stone.
Federal air marshals are beginning to ramp up their presence on flights into L.A. and at transit hubs around the city. Law enforcement is also focusing in on the threat of drones to World Cup stadiums and Fan Fest events already underway. Drones are banned anywhere around World Cup events. Charles Fry is with the Federal Air Marshal Service.
Federal air marshals are leading ground intercept teams who will make contact with unauthorized drone users.
Law enforcement here says it has the ability to force drones to land. Drone pilots could be fined $100,000 for flying illegally in World Cup airspace. Alex Stone, ABC News,
and
Los Angeles.
The final preparations at the White House are underway for this weekend's UFC fights on the South Lawn. News Nation's Maddie Tempfel reports not everyone is happy about this.
A group representing 2 Virginia residents filed a lawsuit against the National Park Service, which oversees the South Lawn, and they've argued that this event violates the Park Service's rules banning sporting events on federal parklands. In court filings, the Park Service has said that well over $60 million and tens of thousands of hours of labor have been spent on this. Now, that money, the agency says, came from the UFC and other groups affiliated with it. The DOJ is asking a judge to reject that effort to stop this event.
4,000 people are on the invitation list for the fights if they happen. KSL News Time. 3:36, first look traffic. Ricky, rush hour started early this afternoon.
It did, well before 3 o'clock. And so now we already have delays on I-15 in Weber, Salt Lake, and starting to see it in Utah County. But this may be a crash in Utah County, northbound I-15, and it's delays starting at Lehigh Main Street, going towards 2100 North Lehigh. We'll keep an eye on it. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
Thanks, Ricky. My minute's on the way. Next.
Hey, honey, I was thinking about updating the house a little.
A little?
You know, new siding, new windows, gutters that actually work, maybe even a new deck.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah, I called RGS Exteriors.
Well, that's a good decision.
When it comes to upgrading your home's exterior, the right choice is easy. RGS Exteriors specializes in siding, windows, gutters, and decking that transform the look and protection of your home.
Hi, Tim Brown, RGS Exteriors. My family has been building and improving homes in Utah for 5 generations, and taking care of homeowners is something we take very serious. With over 1,300 5-star Google reviews, 21 Best of State awards, and our 10-year workmanship warranty, homeowners know they can trust RGS. Over 200,000 families across Utah have trusted RGS Exteriors with their home, and so can you. Schedule your free estimate today at 801-280-3110, 801-280-3110.
From the people who brought you It's the Dog Park comes.
It's a hot spot on your dog's leg. But the internet says you can treat it at home. You're not sure though, 'cause now it's oozing.
Protect your dog from injury and illness with Progressive Pet Insurance.
Ooh, he's licking it. Super gross, dude.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Coverage subject to policy terms.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. 'Cause I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
This is My Minute of News, brought to you by Any Hour Services, electrical, plumbing, heating, and air, anyhourservices.com. When you're all done, ever thought about donating your body to science? One option is to offer what's left to one of the most esteemed institutions in America. Harvard Medical School requests you call them on the phone and donate your body to science as soon as possible, and then when you slip the surly bonds of earth, they'll whisk your body away and you'll finally get to go to Harvard. However, I can reliably state that you should not make that phone call, and here's why. Many of the people who did then passed away, ended up not in the hallowed halls of Harvard Medical School, but at a store called Cat's Creepy Creations. Turns out the manager of the Harvard Medical School morgue was selling body parts, according to a federal indictment, and among his customers, Cat's Creepy Creations in nearby Peabody, Massachusetts. Cat's is a boutique that sells art made from bones, dissected faces, and leather tanned from human skin.
According to the indictment, Katrina McLean of Salem was allowed access inside of the morgue to pick out which body parts she wanted to buy.
I could have saved this story for Halloween. Some of the invoices to Cat's Creepy Creations included line items like head number 7 and brains. The dean of Harvard Medical School has apologized in a statement chock full of spelling words because it's Harvard. He calls it an abhorrent betrayal. He's appalled, distressed. It's reprehensible. That's a 5-syllable word. So forget science. But if you want to end up as Halloween supplies on somebody's front lawn next October, Harvard, my man. Go to Harvard.
Jeff Kaplan's Minute of News, only on KSL News Radio.
Traffic and weather together, brought to you by UCCU. Get 4% cash back on cruises at UCCU.com. What you got, Ricky?
In Summit County, this crash is still making a mess of traffic on southbound Highway 40. It's about 3 to 4 miles after the I-80 junction, and the delays are stretching back now almost to I-80. And for those traveling in the valley, if you are headed southbound I-15 in Salt Lake County, a lot of slowing between Murray and Bluffdale. Northbound I-15 bogged down now at the Bangerter Highway exit in Draper, and then in spots between the south interchange all the way to the north interchange. Way up north is just not easy northbound on I-15. And this is as you're leaving Clearfield and making your way past the I-84 junction in the Riverdale area. And then southbound I-15 also crowded and slow going from Riverdale to Roy. Eric?
Got a couple of southbound slowdown spots right now in Utah County on I-15, one going by the Pleasant Grove Boulevard exit, and then further down the line as you leave Provo and go into Springville. Between the two Springville exits, southbound slowdowns between 1400 North and 400 South. You've got northbound SR 36 slowdowns in Tooele County. That's because of road construction. That starts right at Canyon Road as you enter Lake Point, and that'll last up until Saddleback Boulevard. Nuclear energy might be coming to our state. Learn more about nuclear energy and what it can mean for you. Visit energy.utah.gov/nuclear for more information. Eric Butler in the KSL Traffic Center.
Really nice weather for today, folks. 75, below normal by about 7 degrees, sunshine. 87 tomorrow, sunny skies. We keep that sunshine around on Saturday, 88. By Sunday, 85, little bit of a breeze. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
We're at 72 degrees, so the World Cup always goes the same way. At first, everybody's like, ew, soccer. But everybody's into it as it wears on. It all begins today, and we're going to take a deeper look coming up. Stay with us. This is Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
1 in 5 Utah kids face hunger. And the summer months make things even more challenging because families can no longer rely on school meals to help them get by. These days, the situation is more dramatic than ever. That's why Utah Food Bank is again holding its annual Summer Business Food and Fund Drive, encouraging organizations of all sizes to gather food for donations for families. Beginning in early June and running through the end of August, the Summer Business Food and Fund Drive is your chance to make a difference for families seeking emergency food requests to help stretch their budgets. Rally your coworkers, friends, or a community group of any size to make a collection. Every dollar earned turns into more than $7 in the form of goods and services to help those in need. What are you waiting for? Organize your Summer Business Food and Fund Drive today. To find out more or to get ideas for your own DIY fundraiser, visit utahfoodbank.org.
Summer savings are happening now at Paris RV, starting with the Forest River Rockwood Hardside High Wall Series A101 RV for only $13,995 or $159 a month, $499 dock fee and $0 down. Or the Forest River XLR Boost 2017B Toy Hauler for $39,995 or $399 a month, $699 dock fee and $0 down. Or load up into the Gulfstream Conquest Class C 6237 LE for $74,999 or $599 a month, $899 dock fee and 10% down.
Come see me at Paris RV.
Paris RV is your locally owned, family-run RV dealership. We strive hard to find the very best RVs for the price. With 4 locations, over 1,000 RVs in stock, 42 service bays, and 4 super parts stores. We're sure to help take your family on the best RV vacation. Check out our perfect family bunkhouse trailer, the 26BH. That sleeps 9 for $19,995 or $227 a month, $0 down. Life is short. Enjoy it. North Murray, South Murray, Payson, and Pocatello. ParisRV.com.
Are you an adult with uncontrolled moderate to severe Crohn's disease symptoms and still packing a backup bag of clothes? Just in case? Skyrizi Risankizumab Riza can help you take control of your Crohn's. Feel significant symptom relief, including less abdominal pain and fewer bowel movements at 4 weeks. Plus, Skyrizi is proven to help people achieve remission and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Individual results may vary. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's. Ready to take control of your Crohn's? Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's disease.
Control is everything to me.
Learn more at skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI.
KSL News Time 3:45. The 3 things you need to know this hour. First,
strong winds can carry dust from around the Great Salt Lake, but researchers are still working to answer 2 key questions: where that dust is coming from and what's actually in it. I'm KSL News Radio's Eric Cabrera.
Second, President Trump says today's strikes against Iran are off. He says, we are this close to signing a peace deal. Details from ABC News in just a moment. Third, our biggest traffic trouble spot.
We have had a crash on Bangerter Highway going southbound at 4100 South. They're trying to get that moved out of traffic. There are slowdowns on Bangerter between I-80 through West Valley and into Taylorsville. But Highway 40 jammed up in Summit County southbound between I-80 about 4 miles after that due to a crash blocking the left lane. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
A stunning late spring day on tap with highs in the 70s today. I'm Matt Johnson.
We're at 72 at the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios now. Our top national stories.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. President Trump calling off planned military strikes against Iran, saying there is an agreement on the final points. At the White House, the president was asked when the deal might be finalized.
It'll be soon, maybe this weekend.
And has the Supreme Leader approved this deal, sir?
I understand the answer is yes.
The president also maintained Iran will not have a nuclear weapon. Iran has not responded to the announcement. After growing bipartisan criticism over President Trump's acting D&I director Bill Pulte, the president says he's nominating current U.S. attorney and former SEC chair Jay Clayton to head the intelligence agency. That announcement follows both the House and Senate failing to pass extensions of FISA 702 that allows wiretaps to monitor for foreign threats. Democrats say they were not voting due to Pulte's installation. World Cup fever kicking off in Mexico City, Mexico beating South Africa 2-0 in the first match of the FIFA tournament. This is ABC News.
More about the World Cup now, starting with the games in L.A. coming up. And on top of already tight security, there are some bigger concerns. What with the war in Iran. Joining us live now, ABC's Alex Stone in Los Angeles. So Iran is playing in L.A. just a few days from now, Alex?
Yeah, on Monday. They've got 2 games in L.A., 1 in Seattle. Depending on how far they go, there could be more than that. And that brings a lot of issues for law enforcement on the federal and local side here in L.A. and then eventually up in Seattle to deal with everything going on. In fact, the Iranian national team was supposed to stay. They were going to be based in Tucson, Arizona, and they tried to get everything. The games moved and where they were based out of the U.S. because of obvious reasons. And FIFA would not move the games, but they were able to move where they are staying, so they will be in Tijuana. So they are headquartered in Tijuana. They will have to transit into the U.S., get to what is typically known as SoFi Stadium. During the games, it'll be Los Angeles Stadium, and play their games and then get back to Tijuana. And that's going to take a lot of security, transporting them, getting them into the stadium, and then all the worries about what goes on at the stadium of people getting into fights or any other threats, obviously the terrorism threat as well. So that game will be a big focus on Monday night, but even before then, it all kicks off tomorrow night.
You know, many countries will have fans flock to this country in order to watch their team. Are there going to be any Iranians here to watch them play?
Well, Los Angeles has the most Iranian citizens of any city in the world, the biggest Iranian population. And so there's a huge fan base here. And, yeah, I mean, at least based on ticket sales, there's going to be a huge crowd that's there. So they should have quite a few spectators. But, again, you know, if people are flying flags and depending on what they're saying and everything else, that it could all devolve at that point. So there's a real focus on law enforcement to keep the peace.
All right, thanks a lot. We appreciate you joining us. I'm sure we'll be talking World Cup a bit more. ABC's Alex Stone in L.A. It's 3:49 here in Salt Lake City. We have traffic and weather together, brought to you by UCCU. You deserve to love where you bank. Here's Ricky Meese.
Just hearing from a listener that maybe some of the delays we had northbound I-15 getting from Clearfield through Riverdale may be due to possible moving violation or a tractor trailer having difficulty with its load, and it's pulled over to the side. But you are going to see heavy and slow turning to slow and go speeds, and that's from Hill Air Force Base all the way to just past the I-84 junction. I-15 in Salt Lake County, some slowing going northbound at the Bangerter exit in Draper, and it has really started filling in now and slowing down northbound I-15, 7200 south, all the way up to North Salt Lake at the North Interchange. Southbound I-15, that remains bogged down, Murray through Draper, and over to the east in Summit County. Heavy delays due to a crash southbound on Highway 40 about 3 to 4 miles south of the I-80 junction. Eric?
Northbound on the 215 westbound, seeing some slowdowns heading up into the construction area from the 201 highway to California, and then leading over to the West Belt, westbound 201. That's starting to see some slowing, starting with the collector ramp southbound 15 heading over there. I-15 Utah County, some brake tapping going on between 500 East and American Fork and the the Pleasant Grove Boulevard exit, and then further south between the two Springville exits, 1400 north heading down to 400 south. Homeowners, Gillette Services is putting $1,000 in your pocket with a rebate on new installations, and you pay nothing until 2027. Call 385-GET-HEAT for your free estimate. Comfort now, pay later. Eric Butler in the KSL Traffic Center.
KSL 7-day forecast looking good with a steady warm-up over the next 7 days. Today's the bottom of the barrel at 75, sunshine. We climb to 87 tomorrow, sunny. Keeping those blue skies in there on Saturday, 88, bit of an afternoon breeze. 85, mostly sunny on Sunday. Monday, 87, mostly sunny. Here comes the heat. I've got a 91 on Tuesday. By Wednesday next week, mostly sunny and a high of 95. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
In Salt Lake City, we're at 72 degrees. It's room temperature out there. Enjoy your 7-day forecast brought to you by Performance Automotive Bountiful. We'll check the markets. What a day. Stay right here.
Jeff Kaplan's Afternoon News, only on KSL News Radio.
There's one choice for Congress in Utah's 3rd District, Celeste Malloy. Celeste Malloy has President Trump's complete and total endorsement. She fought alongside President Trump to secure the border, grow the economy, protect the Second Amendment, and deliver results for Utah families. Thanks to Trump-endorsed Celeste Malloy, Utah families are seeing massive tax savings, safer communities, and a country that's getting back on track. President Trump and Utah can count on Celeste Malloy to deliver solutions. She will never let you down. On June 23rd, vote for Celeste Malloy, the Trump-endorsed candidate. She has President Trump's
complete and total endorsement.
Paid for by Winning for Women Action Fund and not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.wfwactionfund.com. Winning for Women Action Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Trying to make sense of the markets? Looking to diversify out of all the craziness? Thinking about tangible assets like precious metals? Listen to The Gold Show with Walt Phillips right here on KSL at 3 p.m. Sunday afternoons. Stay up to date on retirement trends, how the IRA rollover process works, and why investors are turning to physical gold. Walt is a national talk show host with decades of experience in the markets. Tune in for Walt's Insights and The Gold Show this Sunday afternoon at 3.
Hey Doug, what is it that you do? 'Cause everybody's buying a car from you. Hey Doug.
The new 2026 Outback is here with a new body style, increased roof capacity, ground clearance, and updated technology features. Visit Doug Smith Subaru today to see it for yourself.
Hey Doug.
The more you listen to your kids, the closer you'll be. So we asked kids, what do you want your parents to hear?
I feel sometimes that I'm not listened to. I would just want you to listen to me more often and evaluate situations with me and lead me towards success.
We're not adults, so just be there and listen. I just want someone to yap to. And I just feel like I'll be fine if someone just hears me talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk.
You're doing a really good job. And I don't think I tell you that enough. And I know sometimes we get into it and it's just hard on both of us. But try to understand me more and I'll try to do the same.
Listening is a form of love. Find resources to help you support your kids and their emotional well-being at sounditouttogether.org. That's sounditouttogether.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and Pivotal.
We're watching Utah's Money at KSL with SpaceX set to debut on the NASDAQ tomorrow morning. A few other space-related stocks got a boost today. Redwire, Rocket Lab, AST Space Mobile, all gaining ground today, and satellite communication company EchoStar also got a huge bump. After yesterday's sell-off, tech stocks made a comeback today. Chipmaker SanDisk leading the rally with an 11% gain, but Intel, Nvidia, and Micron also bounced back. DoorDash is juicing up its app with artificial intelligence. They have a new chatbot that lets you use photos to order food and groceries. DoorDash stock was up more than 1% today. And on Wall Street, after the president made his announcement that Iran peace talks have yielded fruit, they're going to sign something hopefully this weekend, the Dow immediately shot up 900 points. We were up 930, erasing yesterday's losses. The S&P was up 127. The Nasdaq did even better, gaining 640 points.
Hi, it's Greg Skordas. When I turned 60, I started gaining weight, and it wasn't just a little bit. It became 10 pounds, 20 pounds, and it started approaching 30 pounds, and whatever I was doing wasn't working. So I contacted SOTA Diet Nutrition at the suggestion of some of the people here at KSL, and they said, try it. There's no pills, there's no injections. It's all based on diet. They hooked me up with a nutritionist, they hooked me up with a coach, and they told me that I could plan on losing something between 3 and 5 pounds a week. After 6 weeks, I had lost 26 pounds, and after 7 weeks, I had reached my target. And I'm now at the maintenance stage. They hooked me up with something they call their dynamic diet because their nutritionists are specially trained to customize a dynamic plan for each person. Everyone has different food sensitivities, responses, weaknesses, lifestyles, habits, and behaviors, so a one-size-fits-all diet approach doesn't work. Dynamic diet highlights that personalized approach, and it worked for me. SOTA Diet Nutrition, S-O-T-A, that's SOTADietNutrition.com. Remember, SOTA is, say it with me, state of the art.
Do you worry about how much someone drinks?
Do you feel angry or depressed most of the time? Do you feel neglected or unloved?
Do you feel you attract people who tend to be compulsive or abusive?
Do you have money problems because of someone else's drinking?
Are you afraid or embarrassed to bring your friends home?
Do you feel that if the drinker loved you, she or he would stop drinking?
If you answered yes to any of these questions, you are not alone.
More than half of all adults have a family history of alcoholism.
Not everyone trapped by alcohol is an alcoholic.
Families and friends are suffering too. Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Call 1-866-200-0223 or visit alanon.org/help.
My name is Dale Pazinski. I volunteer with United Way to help the homeless in my community learn computer skills and build a basic resume. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer. Live United. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Traffic and weather together brought to you by UCCU. Improve cash flow with a home equity line of credit. Here's Ricky Meese.
Heavy delays continue southbound Highway 40 with a crash in Summit County blocking a left lane. This stretching from I-80 about 3 miles past that. And then in Salt Lake County, a slow ride. Southbound I-15, Murray into Draper, and northbound I-15, South Salt Lake to the North Interchange. Eric?
Got a disabled vehicle off on the shoulder if you're southbound 15 in Utah County in Lehigh, approaching 2100 north. However, not seeing any delays there. We do have some slowdowns going the opposite direction from Timpanogos Highway, northbound 15 up to Point in the Mountain, and southbound as you go by Pleasant Grove Boulevard, and then further slowing between the two Springville exits in Utah County. Want to know how much your home is currently worth in the Salt Lake City area? You can find out for free and get your answer in seconds from Omada Real Estate. To learn more, go to omadarealestate.com. Eric Butler in KSL Traffic Center.
Cool night in store. We're headed down to 49 degrees tomorrow. Bright sunshine. We're going to reach to 87. And pretty much we're going to stay there through Monday. Sunset tonight is at 8:58.
KSL FM Midvale.
KSL Salt Lake City.
From the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios, this is KSL News Radio.
Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
Good afternoon, 4 o'clock at KSL News Radio. I'm Jeff Caplan. It's 72 degrees, KSL's top story. Not every windy day raises concerns about Great Salt Lake dust. But meteorologists say last night we saw the right conditions for toxins like arsenic to be picked up and blown in our direction. We have multiple reports. Let's begin with KSL News Radio's Eric Cabrera.
It's easy to assume stronger winds automatically mean more concern about Great Salt Lake dust. But KSL meteorologist Matt Johnson says the bigger factor is actually wind direction.
This latest event, dust event that we had last night, brought it out of the northwest into the southeast. So that was definitely concerning. So the direction of the wind really plays into whether we're concerned or not.
He says northwest winds are the ones meteorologists watch most closely because they can carry dust toward communities along the Wasatch Front. Looking ahead, Johnson says another weather system could brush northern Utah this weekend, but right now he doesn't expect winds strong enough to trigger another significant dust event. Eric Cabrera, KSL News Radio.
Well, we know strong wind can kick up dust, but there's no way to know if there's arsenic in it or how much there might be. KSL News Radio's Claire Scott explains how the state is trying to fix that and find out.
Utah environmental officials are expanding a network of dust monitors around the Great Salt Lake that will collect samples during major wind events. The goal is to give researchers a better picture of what's actually being carried through the air and where it's coming from. Dave Noriega with the Department of Environmental Quality says the samples will help answer these questions.
During a wind event and everything starts kicking up, where is this dust coming from? So that's number one, what we're trying to figure out.
DEQ says 10 monitors should be operating by the end of July, with another 25 expected over the next several years. Claire Scott, KSL News Radio.
KSL News Time 4:02. Breaking news, the fire that burned 25 acres just above the state capitol yesterday is now 100% contained. We know the Sandhurst 2 fire was human-caused, but investigations into the exact cause are still underway. Fire officials say no property was damaged by the flames. A man has been arrested meantime in Tooele County, accused of starting multiple fires yesterday, and this isn't the first time that he's been arrested for arson. KSL News Radio's Heather Peterson explains.
The Tooele County Sheriff's Office has taken 39-year-old Timothy West into custody on suspicion of arson for 2 fires yesterday, one that burned 4 acres in the Lake Point area and one that burned 10 acres and threatened homes in Stockton overnight. Police documents say West was seen running around the Stockton area notifying people about the fire. Then later they caught him in a lie about his whereabouts because he was caught on surveillance footage near the Lake Point area when that fire started earlier as well.
West was previously a volunteer firefighter, but has since been convicted of arson several times in 2010, 11, and 14. There has been a recent string of fires across northern Utah, and most of them were started by humans. Carl Hunt with the Division of Forestry, Fire, and State Land says out of 239 fires we've seen so far this year, 204 of them were human-caused. That is about 85%.
And so it's really on us to do our part while we're out recreating. More we do as citizens, as Utahns, to lessen that impact on the landscape is going to go a long way this summer.
He says Utah usually has a lower percentage of human-caused fires. He's encouraging all of us to do our part and use fire sense. KSL News Time 4:04. Our top national story, President Trump has announced a new nomination to replace Tulsi Gabbard as Director of National Intelligence. U.S. Attorney and former SEC Chair Jay Clayton. ABC's Catherine Falders with details about Clayton's experience.
While he is a highly respected lawyer, he sits at the top of one of the most largest and arguably one of the most important U.S. attorney's offices in the country. The question is, does he really have that much more national security experience than Bill Pulte, the previous person who Trump said was going to serve as acting, does?
The president's previous choice, Bill Pulte, had no intelligence experience, but is a big fan of President Trump. The man charged with the murder of Minnesota House Speaker Melissa Hortman and her husband has changed his plea. Vance Bolter has pleaded guilty in a deal with federal prosecutors in exchange for taking the death penalty off the table. Minnesota's U.S. Attorney Daniel Rosen says it sends a message about political violence.
Those that would commit political violence, those that would commit political violence at any level should take heed. The Department of Justice will seek and obtain the longest prison terms available for your crimes.
Bolter still faces state charges, but Minnesota does not have capital punishment. The Mojave County Department of Health has declared an end to the measles outbreak along the Utah-Arizona border. The health department says 42 days have passed since the last case of measles was reported. Their news release says while the outbreaks ended, measles continues to be reported across the country. In Utah, 8 cases were reported in the last 3 weeks. KSL News Time 4:06. First look traffic. Ricky Meese is here. And how are we doing?
We have some delays out there. Now, if you're traveling southbound I-215's westbound, unusually heavy and slow this afternoon. That goes from about 2100 north all the way down to the I-80 junction. Delays remain on I-15 in Weber, Davis, Salt Lake, and Utah counties. And the crash still blocking a left lane in Summit County, southbound Highway 40, about 3 miles after the I-80 junction. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
And my minute's on the way next.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-979-3535. That's 800-979-3535. 800-979-3535.
Common Spirit Health. Hospitals, clinics, and caregivers all connected to advance healthcare in Colorado, Kansas, and Utah. Healthcare with human kindness is here. Hello, human kindness.
When it's hot like this, air conditioners struggle to keep up. Parts are under more stress, and sometimes those parts fail. What's up, everybody? I'm Mike Wilson with Any Hour Services, and no one helps more homeowners maintain and repair their air conditioners than Any Hour Services. As a matter of fact, last year, over 32,000 homeowners called Any Hour Services for help maintaining and repairing their systems. Any Hour Services has over 100 HVAC technicians to help with everything from maintenance, repair, to installing a new system. This summer, there'll be a lot of people told they need to replace their air conditioner, and they'll wonder, do I really need to? If you're told you need to replace your air conditioner and you still have questions, Any Hour Services can give you a second opinion and let you know what options are available. Maybe it just needs a little maintenance or a small repair. Maybe it does need to be replaced, but if you don't feel good about being told you need to replace your air conditioner, don't ignore those feelings. Call Any Hour Services for help with air conditioner maintenance, repair, or to schedule a free second opinion. Google Any Hour Services or schedule online at anyhourservices.com. No one helps more homeowners than Any Hour Services.
This is My Minute of News, brought to you by Any Hour Services, electrical, plumbing, heating, and air, anyhourservices.com. There's this thing about the super-duper rich that bothers me. Just because they're really good at something and make a tremendous amount of money doing it, they think they're smarter about everything. This comes to mind because Elon is about to get paid, as in the biggest payday in human history.
I want to be a billionaire so freaking bad.
No, wait, kill that. The song doesn't work. Let me explain. When SpaceX becomes a public company on Friday, newly created shares of SPCX will be sold to the public, and it's predicted Elon's stake will suddenly be worth more than $700 billion. But wait, he still has that other little project, Tesla. That's another $280 billion-ish, so Elon is poised to become the trillion-dollar man. There is no song about having a trillion because it's inconceivable. To put it another way, dude has enough money to buy every single NFL, Major League Baseball, NBA, and NHL team, Dodgers, Knicks, Eagles, Mammoth, all of them. And he could also buy all the networks that broadcast the games, and he'd still have enough money left over to buy 300 F-35 jet fighters and 2 aircraft carriers. This man could buy an Air Force while sitting in the owner's suite at Dodger Stadium or at a Cowboys game, doesn't matter. But who do you root for when you own all the teams? These are Elon Musk level first world problems. Not his thing, but he could do charitable works. He could build 2.5 million average American homes and give them away, feed every hungry child in America till they're age 18. But it's his money. He could create the Doge Institute for egomaniacal narcissistic billionaires who think they know how to cut the size of government. He did not. And his institute could teach the super duper rich that just because they're good at making money, it doesn't mean they know everything.
Jeff Kaplan's Minute of News, only on KSL News Radio.
Traffic and weather together brought to you by UCCU. You deserve to love where you bank. Here's Ricky Meese.
We still have heavy delays with this Summit County crash blocking a left lane southbound Highway 40 about 3 miles after the I-80 junction here in the valley. North and southbound I-15 really slow at times, and this is in Davis and Weber counties. The northbound slowdown starts in Clearfield a little bit after SR 193 7th South, and you won't see better speeds until you're almost at Ogden. And then southbound I-15, heavy and slow, Riverdale and Roy. Your Salt Lake County freeways to the east, we're actually looking pretty good on I-215 and I-80. But I-15, that's a different story. Northbound slowdowns stretch from Lehigh around the point up to Bangerter Highway. And then more slowing northbound I-15 from Murray at 45th South into North Salt Lake. Southbound I-15 starting to see traffic slowing down, approaching the I-80 201 junction, and then again from 45th South all the way through Bluffdale. Eric?
Well, we don't have any reports of an accident, but we got a lot of slowdown southbound on the 215 westbound going by the airport. That starts just past 2100 north, and it's going to be really thick and slow all the way down to about 700 north. And then you've got your usual northbound slowing on the westbound as well, 201 highway up to California. Down in Utah County, we got a couple of disabled vehicles that are dotting the map. One is northbound on I-15. This is a southbound disabled vehicle just approaching 2100 north in Lehigh. And then if you're coming in from the Cedar Fort area, we've got an eastbound disabled vehicle on SR 73 right as you get into Eagle Mountain. As far as freeway delays, southbound 15, that's slow in Utah County, going from American Fork down into Linden. Thirsty for better water? Culligan has you covered. From softeners and filtration to bottle-free coolers and bottled water delivery, trusted local experts make water taste amazing. Visit CulliganSLC.com. Eric Butler in the KSL Traffic Center.
Really nice weather for today, folks. 75. Below normal by about 7 degrees, sunshine. 87 tomorrow, sunny skies. We keep that sunshine around on Saturday, 88. By Sunday, 85, little bit of a breeze. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
In Salt Lake City, 72 degrees. We are waiting to hear more about this possible peace deal the president's talking about. Stay with us. We're streaming live on the KSL News Radio app. You can listen on your phone. This is Utah's news, traffic, and weather station. Can we talk about something difficult to discuss? Are you going through a difficult financial time? You have equity in your home, but nobody can help? American Home Loans has created the Bridge Loan Program to use your equity regardless of your credit at this time. The Bridge Loan can be used to pay debts, collections, IRS liens, divorce settlements, or home improvements. Call at 801-262-2221. That's 262-2221. This loan creates a bridge between now and a much brighter future. After COVID, one of their clients had over $85,000 in credit cards. Their scores were too low to borrow on their home. American Home Loans was able to save them $2,000 a month. And after 8 months, they qualified for a conventional loan and lowered their payments. The consultation is free and confidential. Please call them and see what they can do for you. The number is 801-262-2221. It's 262-2221, or go to AmericanHomeLoans.com. AmericanHomeLoans.com. NMLS 245422, Equal Housing Lender.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-330-8323 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-330-8323. That's 800-330-8323. What do you have to lose? Call 800-330-8323. Again, 800-330-8323.
Every 2 minutes, an American is sexually assaulted. Be the someone who gives their time. Be the someone who lends an ear. Be the someone who takes a step. This is Christina Ricci with RAIN, asking you to join the fight against sexual violence and volunteer in your community. Log on to RAIN.org, that's RAINN.org, to learn how you can be the someone.
This message brought to you by the Rape, Abuse, and Incest National Network and this station.
KSL News Time, 4:16. The three things you need to know this hour. First,
the Utah State Board of Education is now considering bolstering background check requirements for schools after a registered sex offender attended an overnight trip with a high school cheerleading team. I'm KSL News Radio's Adam Small.
Second, a former volunteer firefighter who already did prison time for arson has been arrested again, accused of starting 2 fires in Tooele County last night. Third, our biggest traffic trouble spot.
We do have a couple of crashes with Salt Lake City PD working to clear these. One is downtown, South Temple and 4th East. Another reported at 1300 South Foothill Drive. And we still have delays. Summit County southbound, Highway 40 between I-80, about 3 miles after that junction due to a crash blocking the left lane. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
We're finally leaving the windy conditions behind. We expect sunny skies, light winds for the rest of the work week with temperatures climbing. I'm Devin Mashuli.
72 at the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios. Now, our top national stories.
From ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. After weeks of stalled talks between the U.S. and Iran, President Trump announcing a final deal is close, he says, and could be signed as early as this weekend. ABC's Louis Martinez says the president called off his threat to carry out new military strikes tonight and says Iran has been taking a pounding.
What does he mean by a pounding? Well, he's talking about the airstrikes that we saw last night. And there was a lot of telegraphing about these airstrikes. You normally don't hear in advance that the United States is going to be carrying out military action, but you heard both the president and Defense Secretary Hegseth talking about these actions taking place and that there was a rationale for them, which was to get Iran towards moving along with the talks that had been stalled for weeks.
Stocks surging and oil prices fell on hopes of a possible peace deal. The president has nominated former SEC chair and current U.S. Attorney Jay Clayton to be the next director of national intelligence. Bill Pulte, tapped as acting D&I director, is receiving bipartisan pushback, including failed votes today to extend FISA's critical surveillance tools set to expire tomorrow. Here's ABC's Catherine Falders.
Of course, the House and the Senate have both left, so we'll have to see. But this is what's very clear about this is Trump and the White House understanding that FISA wasn't going to get through by the end of the week, and that even though Trump was saying that Bill Pulte would serve in an acting role, that really wasn't going to do him any favors on Capitol Hill. He needed to make a decision, and he needed to make a decision on this quickly.
At the Pentagon today, a partial lockdown earlier has been lifted. Hazmat crews responding to a potential air quality incident at the facility. That issue triggered by sensors. The Pentagon says tests determined it was a false alarm. The World Cup officially underway. Mexico beating South Africa in the first match today in Mexico City. Tomorrow night, the first U.S. hosted match takes place in Los Angeles, the U.S. taking on Paraguay. You're listening to ABC News.
KSL News Time, 4:19.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to the KSL News Radio Traffic Center. I'm Michelle Rowe with the Orange Barrel Update, a report on construction projects happening around the state to help you plan your drive. We have a lot of active cone zones, so let's get to it. If you're heading to the Rockport State Park, UDOT is installing a new bridge on SR 32 going over the river, as well as bridge repairs leading into the park. Construction is expected to last through October. In Logan Canyon, US 89 construction is restricting traffic to one lane. The construction is spanning from the US 89, US 91 junction through the canyon to Bear Lake Summit area. Completion is expected in early August. Crews are repairing asphalt on SR 50 between Scipio and the Sevier County line. Expect up to 15-minute delays. Please send us your construction tips and photos to roads@ksl.com and take us along on your commute to get updates on your drive. Tune into KSL News Radio for traffic and weather together on the 9s. For live traffic updates or stream us on our app. I'm Michelle Rowe in the KSL Traffic Center with your Orange Barrel Update. Happy trails, everyone.
Traffic and weather together, brought to you by UCCU. Get 4% cash back on cruises at UCCU.com. So what about the roads right now, Ricky?
It's still pretty rough for Summit County drivers. Now, they are in the final clearing of this crash. Southbound Highway 40 about 3 miles after the I-80 junction, but it's still causing delays. Southbound I-15 in Salt Lake County, a little slow at the I-80 201 junction, but most of the delays will stretch from 45th South Murray through Draper. Northbound I-15 also not quite running at the posted limit as you come around the point of the mountain from Lehigh into Draper. And then more slowdowns northbound I-15 from Murray into North Salt Lake. Up to the north, another patch of really slow speeds. This is northbound I-15 going from Clearfield at about 7th South into the I-84 Riverdale area. Southbound I-15 also crowded and slow after 31st Street Ogden to Roy. Eric?
You do have a disabled vehicle southbound on the 215 westbound. This is at 700 north, and this is blocking a right lane. So that's the reason why you've got those pretty heavy delays starting just past 2300 north if you're southbound heading by the airport. If you're out in Tooele County, here's some construction. Northbound SR 36, you're down to one lane. As you go from Stansbury to Lake Point, you're going to have some delays there. The most prominent delays are right from Canyon Road heading up to the Saddleback Boulevard intersection in Lake Point. Down in Utah County, I-15 southbound now below the normal pace, Pioneer Crossing all the way down into Linden, and you still got a splash of slowing between University Avenue and 1400 North in Springville if you're heading away from Provo. UDOT construction alert. Eastbound I-84 through Weaver Canyon will close Saturday, June 14th at 9:30 a.m. until 4 a.m. on Sunday while crews place bridge beams. Eric Butler in the KSL Traffic Center.
KSL 7-day forecast. You got 75 today, sunshine. Tomorrow, we jump 12 degrees to 87 blue skies. Keeping that sunshine around on Saturday, we got 88 for a high. We cool it just a touch to 85 on Sunday. Mostly sunny skies, dry on Monday, 87. We keep that sunshine, but hot, 91 on Tuesday. By Wednesday, 95 with mostly sunny skies. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
72 degrees in Salt Lake City. Your 7-day forecast brought to you by Performance Automotive Bountiful. What a day on Wall Street. We have the details coming right up.
Jeff Kaplan's Afternoon News, only on KSL News Radio.
Doug Wright, and I'm here with Monty from Connecticut Quality Water Systems of Salt Lake, an authorized Connecticut independent dealer. Now, Monty, don't all of the other water softeners require us to basically trust our home's water to electronics? If a power surge happens, a fried circuit board, or the power just goes out suddenly, aren't you back to scrubbing hard water scale and dry skin?
Yes, we believe the best technology is simple. That's why Connecticut's premium systems are non-electric. While other softeners rely on finicky computers and electronics, Connecticut runs on the kinetic energy of moving water. Nothing to plug in, no buttons to push, and zero electricity.
I've had a Connecticut soft water system in my home for many years, and I've never had to do anything to it except occasionally add a little salt. And I love that it never requires me to set or program anything. Dee loves that she always has the soft water. So do what I did and go to softwaterutah.com to learn how your family can enjoy the benefits of soft water without the hassles of traditional water softeners. That's softwaterutah.com.
Have you ever looked in the mirror and just didn't feel like yourself anymore? Maybe your clothes didn't fit the way they used to, or you don't like how you look in them. Honestly, it's more than that. It's how you feel walking into a room, avoiding photos, skipping events, not feeling as confident at work or even with your spouse. Over time, that starts to wear on you. But here's the truth. Losing weight is one thing. Feeling confident again and keeping it off, that's what really matters. At SLC Fat Loss, we help people lose 20 to 40 pounds naturally in about 60 days without injections, crazy workouts, or prepackaged meals. More importantly, we show you how to keep the weight off so you can feel comfortable in your clothes, confident going out, and actually like what you see in the mirror again.
I'm Maria Chaleos. I've not only lost more than 40 pounds, I've been given the resources to keep the weight off for good. SLCFatLoss.com.
Many clients lose 20 to 40 pounds in about 60 days. Schedule a free weight loss consultation and start to feel confident again. Go to SLCFatLoss.com. That's SLCFatLoss.com. Results may vary.
Utah homeowners, listen up.
If your roof is over 15 years old and you've had recent storm damage, now's the time to act. Hey, it's Josh with IWC Roofing, and we've built our reputation on quality, integrity, and taking care of homeowners the right way from start to finish. IWC Roofing, Utah's highest rated roofing company, is now offering $2,500 off your new roof replacement, plus a free upgrade package to maximize your home's protection and value. But that's not all. We're giving away a free roof. Yep, you heard me. One homeowner will receive a brand new roof free. The winner to be announced August 1st. And here's where it gets even better. When you call and mention this radio ad, you'll receive double entries to win. Appointments are filling up fast, and this offer won't last. Call now for your free inspection and estimate. 801-232-5690. That's 801-232-5690. Save $2,500, get upgraded, and you could win a brand new roof. Call IWC Roofing today, 801-232-5690. Restrictions apply. No purchase necessary. See IWCRoofingUtah.com for details and rules.
We're watching Utah's Money Strange Week. People are giving money to Jeff Bezos. Well, they're investing in his AI startup. Prometheus is already valued at $41 billion. Bezos says it will build AI for physical tasks like robotic manufacturing and engineering. Adobe released its earnings report at the bell today. Investors were not feeling good. Shares of the software giant fell 4% and hit their lowest level this year. Gold is at its lowest level of the year so far, down 6% in just a week, while the Dow soared on possible peace in the Middle East. The Dow is up 930 points, the S&P up 127, the Nasdaq erasing yesterday's losses and then some, gaining 640 points.
This is Andy Farnsworth with One Kind Act a Day's Minute of Kindness, brought to you by the Semnani Family Foundation. ABC4 Utah's Founders Day of Caring is collecting homeless kits to support the Salt Lake City mission. You can drop items off at ABC4 Studios by June 12th. Again, you can drop homeless kits off at ABC4 Studios by June 12th. How can you share one act of kindness in your community? Find out more by going to thepowerofkind.org. You can also take the Kindness Pledge or share it with others who you think would help make a difference in showing kindness in our community. That's thepowerofkind.org, thepowerofkind.org.
Join KSL in the movie show on Friday tomorrow from 10 to 1 at the Layton NPS store or at 1150 North Main Street, npsstore.com.
Bad driving habits are hard to break, but good driving habits are easy to form, especially when they can lead to a discount on your auto insurance. With Farm Bureau Financial Services, the safer you drive, the more you save. Drivers like you are saving an average of $351 per vehicle. So buckle up, learn more, and find an agent at fbfs.com/save. Individual savings results may vary. Farm Bureau Property and Casualty Insurance Company, Western Agricultural Insurance Company.
This summer, celebrate life's biggest moments at the Joseph Smith Memorial Building. Stunning event spaces, exceptional service, and unforgettable weddings begin at tshevents.com.
Traffic and weather together brought to you by UCCU. You deserve to love where you bank. Here's Ricky Meese.
We finally have the crash cleared in Summit County southbound Highway 40, but residual delays. Those start shortly after exiting Highway 40. I-15 in Salt Lake County northbound crowded and slow from Lehi into Draper at Bangerter, and again from the top of Murray through North Salt Lake southbound I-15. That's also getting bogged down from the north interchange to 2100 south, and then again from 45th south through Draper. Eric?
Slowdowns on 215 westbound, northbound, southbound, both cases approaching I-80. The southbound slowdowns, that's the unusual one, and that's really heavy and slow because of a disabled vehicle blocking the right lane at 700 north. The backups go to 2300 north, southbound slowdowns Utah County from Lehi's Main Street down into Linden. Join the Greenhouse Show June 20th at Super Trees in Riverton. Utah's coolest plants, pottery, gifts, classes, and weekly tree arrivals. For limited time, receive 10% off. Supertrees.com. Eric Butler in the KSL Traffic Center.
It was certainly a chilly start this Thursday morning as lows dipped into the mid-40s in Salt Lake City. Afternoon highs have been in the low to mid-70s, so below normal. Beautiful day. but unfortunately, the 80s and above normal temperatures return. While sunny skies really all the way through the weekend and much of the 7-day forecast, highs warm to around 85, 86 degrees from Friday through Monday. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Devin Mashuli.
You're listening to Jeff Kaplan's Afternoon News
on KSL News Radio, 102.7 FM
and 1160 AM.
Good afternoon. It's 4:30 at KSL. Jeff Kaplan here, 72 degrees. KSL's top story. The Utah State School Board is now considering tightening background check requirements after a registered sex offender went on an overnight trip with a high school cheerleading team. KSL News Radio's Adam Small with the story.
We recently learned that a registered sex offender went on a trip to California with his spouse and the Highland High School cheerleading team earlier this year. His spouse was the team's assistant coach at the time. And while the Salt Lake City School District says his sex offender status did not bar him from being around children, it did lead them to review their own rules on background checks, and now the Utah State Board of Education is following suit.
We're not going to have registered sex offenders on trips involving our kids.
State School Board member Joe Carey made the first motion to address this in one of their most recent meetings. The board has not come to an agreement on what exactly the new policy should be yet, but they are expected to make a final decision soon. Adam Small, KSL News Radio.
South Salt Lake City has proposed a budget for next year that would increase property taxes. At the same time, there's also a proposal to give elected officials a raise. KSL News Radio's Heather Peterson is live with the story. Heather?
Jeff, the city says that as the price for services and demand goes up, so does the need for funds, specifically when it comes to public safety and utility costs. Mayor Sherry Wood says they don't take these decisions lightly.
And to that end, the city has cut $11.7 million from fiscal year 27 by reducing operating costs, deferring or eliminating planned projects, and removing 3 full-time positions from the budget.
Still, they estimate it's going to cost residents an added $15 a month. At the same time, during this meeting last night, they said elected officials, sworn officers, and other city employees are getting a pay raise in the next fiscal year. The public's going to get a chance to weigh in on these proposals, and the city council will vote on them next Wednesday. Reporting live, Heather Peterson, KSL News Radio.
Our top national story. President Trump says the deal with Iran is not only ready, it could be signed in the coming days. News Nation's Libby Dean has more.
The president is sounding incredibly confident that this deal is around the corner after ordering $250 million worth of bombs dropped on Iran last night. All of that we had seen in an effort to push them to the negotiating table, which seems was happening behind the scenes. Here's what President Trump said in the Oval Office.
We just made a great settlement of the war with Iran, and we're going to be subject to finalization of documents, which should get done over the next few days.
President Trump says this deal would result in the opening of the Strait of Hormuz. But what about Iran's nuclear program? ABC's Louis Martinez here.
So the first details that we've gotten about this deal are coming from Israeli Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu. But what we are talking about, according to Netanyahu, is the elimination, the removal of Iran's enriched uranium, the dismantling of Iran's uranium enrichment facilities, the limiting of their missile production, and the end to support of Iran's proxies.
Iran's Foreign Affairs Ministry spokesman says no agreement between the U.S. and Iran has been finalized, and the reports regarding an agreement are speculative. D.C. law enforcement says somebody burned 4 numbers perceived as a threat against the president into the grass of the National Mall.
From above, the pattern appears to show the numbers 8647 in brown grass on the National Mall. In a statement, the U.S. Park Police say the cause of the discoloration has not yet been determined, but samples have been collected for testing. In late April, the Justice Department obtained an indictment against former FBI Director James Comey, who last year briefly posted an image of seashells formed into the numbers 8647. He fiercely denies the charge. He threatened to kill the president.
ABC News national correspondent Stephen Portnoy reporting there. Fraudsters, beware. If you're targeting the elderly, the U.S. Attorney's Office says They are targeting you.
U.S. Attorney for Utah, Melissa Holyoke, is taking the message directly to seniors. She's visiting senior and community centers around Utah, providing warnings of the scams, like imposter scams, where they pretend to be someone they know and how they have to act immediately.
You're going to lose your services immediately. You're going to lose all your life savings immediately. By doing that, then they get the target to provide information to them or to give them money or something.
Holyoke says seniors are targeted because they typically have money. She says that if they ask for money to be paid by crypto, that is a red flag that is probably fraudulent. She's taking her messages to all 29 counties. Tammy Kikuchi, KSL News Radio.
Ahead of the summer months, Sandy city officials say they've been seeing unsafe use of e-bikes.
Riders traveling at unsafe speeds on sidewalks and trails. Underage riders operating high-powered vehicles. Near misses with pedestrians and vehicles. And confusion about what is legal and what is not legal, and this can be very confusing.
Sandy's interim police chief, Jeff Nigber, says the rules slip under radar. He says that if a bike goes faster than 20 miles an hour on electric power, same rules as a motorcycle. You have to be 16, have a motorcycle endorsement on your driver's license, and if you're under 21, you have to wear a helmet. KSL News Time 4:36. It's First Look traffic here. Ricky, what's up?
It's been pretty bumpy out there. We've had a disabled vehicle blocking a right lane southbound I-215's west belt about 7th North, adding to those heavy delays back to about 2100 North. Also, a crash reported downtown at 4th South and 5th East. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
My Minute of News is on the way. Next.
Summer shines a little brighter in Logan, Utah. Start your day on a canyon trail, cool off by the water, or cruise into the mountains for views that go on for miles. Then wander downtown for local shops, live theater, fresh flavors, and a scoop of small-town charm. From outdoor adventure to arts, dining, and easygoing summer nights, Logan delivers the summer getaway you didn't know you needed. Make this summer refreshingly fun in Logan. Plan your trip today at explorelogan.com. Summer takes center stage in Logan, Utah. Late May through August, Logan comes alive with theater, music, art, and can't-miss performances worth planning a getaway around. Catch a show, explore local galleries, stroll downtown, and enjoy a delicious dinner before the curtain rises. With mountain adventures by day and standing ovations by night, Logan turns summer into something refreshingly unexpected. Make your next getaway a little more dramatic, in the very best way. Plan your escape to the heart of the arts at explorelogan.com.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Joe Fallon did something smart. He saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With that money, he commissioned a portrait of himself. Does Joe already know what he looks like? Yes. Do guests know what he looks like? Also yes. But not as art. It's Joe's savings, and if he wants to spend it on a velvet painting of himself with a white tiger at his feet, we say, roar, Joe, roar. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
This is My Minute of News, brought to you by Any Hour Services, electrical, plumbing, heating, and air, anyhourservices.com. When you're all done, ever thought about donating your body to science? One option is to offer what's left to one of the most esteemed institutions in America. Harvard Medical School requests you call them on the phone and donate your body to science as soon as possible, and then when you slip the surly bonds of Earth, they'll whisk your body away and you'll finally get to go to Harvard. However, I can reliably state that you should not make that phone call, and here's why. Many of the people who did then passed away, ended up not in the hallowed halls of Harvard Medical School, but at a store called Cat's Creepy Creations. Turns out the manager of the Harvard Medical School morgue was selling body parts, according to a federal indictment, and among his customers, Katz Creepy Creations in nearby Peabody, Massachusetts. Katz is a boutique that sells art made from bones, dissected faces, and leather tanned from human skin.
According to the indictment, Katrina McLean of Salem was allowed access inside of the morgue to pick out which body parts she wanted to buy.
I could have saved this story for Halloween. Some of the invoices to Katz Creepy Creations included line items like head number 7 and brains. The dean of Harvard Medical School has apologized in a statement chock full of spelling words because it's Harvard. He calls it an abhorrent betrayal. He's appalled, distressed. It's reprehensible. That's a 5-syllable word. So forget science. But if you want to end up as Halloween supplies on somebody's front lawn next October, Harvard, my man. Go to Harvard.
Jeff Kaplan's Minute of News, only on KSL News Radio.
Traffic and weather together, brought to you by UCCU. Get 4% cash back on cruises at UCCU.com. Here's Ricky Meese.
For those in Davis and Weber counties, you've got a lot of slowdowns waiting for you. On the northbound side of I-15, they start as you're approaching 7th South, SR 193 in Clearfield. And they don't ease until you're almost to Ogden. Then southbound I-15, heavy and slow between the I-84 junction through Roy. We also have some delays going northbound Highway 89 from SR 193 up to I-84. Now in Salt Lake County, the delays remain pretty consistent. North and southbound I-15 between the North Interchange and 2100 South. After that, southbound slowdown stretch from Murray, 45th South through Draper. Northbound slowing Lehigh up to Bangor Highway. And again, Murray to downtown. Over to the east, seeing some heavy and slow traffic southbound I-215's east belt passing 4500 South. Eric?
Got a long stretch of slowing. SR 36 coming out of Stansbury northbound on 36 going up to Lake Point and I-80. That's because of road construction. Your single file even before Canyon Road now, and that goes all the way to Saddleback Boulevard. You got slowing on the opposite direction too. I-80. This is typical. The ramp to go into Lake Point. That's very slow. Southbound slowdowns because of a disabled vehicle on the 215 West Belt. The disabled vehicle blocking off a right lane at 700 North, and it's very slow all the way back to 2300 North. Down in Utah County, I-15 is slow going up to Point of the Mountain northbound, starting right around Thanksgiving Point, and then you got southbound slowdowns as you approach Lehigh's Main Street. That's going to stay slow down into Linden. Northbound slowing as well, just a patch of it around 1600 North in Orem. Give Dad the biggest hugs ever this Father's Day with a Minky Couture blanket. Save 50% with promo code KSL50 in stores and at minkycouture.com. The best blanket ever. Eric Butler in the KSL Traffic Center.
After a cooler than normal Thursday, temperatures are going to rise back to at or above normal levels. On Friday, morning lows will be in the low 50s, and then afternoon highs will be in the mid 80s. We look to stay around 86, 85 degrees for highs over the weekend. Then as we head into the middle parts of next week, we're heating up. The 90s are back in the forecast. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Devin Mashuli.
In Salt Lake City, we're at 72 degrees, and we're waiting for more details about this possible peace deal with Iran the president's talking about today. You'll want to stay with us. This is Utah's news, traffic, and weather station. Our friend Sue got her house painted. Looks great, and Sue is really happy. She is just one of 70,000 people who've given 5-star reviews to CertaPro painters. They were professional, she says. They communicate. You're never left to wonder what's next. They use quality paint, and they're going to leave your home clean as a whistle. Plus, very important, they do the work at the right price. So get a detailed free estimate. You'll get a taste of their commitment to communication and quality. Protect your biggest investment, your home. And now, save even more. Celebrate America's 250th anniversary with CertaPro painters, and you'll get $250 off projects of $2,500 or more. Schedule by July 10th, and let freedom and fresh paint ring. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. CertaPro.com. Each CertaPro Painters is independently owned and operated.
Summer savings are happening now at Paris RV, starting with the Forest River Rockwood Hardside High Wall Series A101 RV for only $13,995 or $159 a month, $499 dock fee and zero down. Or the Forest River XLR Boost 2017B Toy Hauler for $39,995 or $399 a month, $699 dock fee and zero down. Or load up into the Gulfstream Conquest Class C 6237 LE for $74,999 or $599 a month, $899 dock fee, and 10% down.
Come see me at Paris RV.
Paris RV is your locally owned, family-run RV dealership. We strive hard to find the very best RVs for the price. With 4 locations, over 1,000 RVs in stock, 42 service bays, and 4 super parts stores. We're sure to help take your family on the best RV vacation. Check out our perfect family bunkhouse trailer, the 26BH, that sleeps 9 for $19,995 or $227 a month, zero down. Life is short. Enjoy it. North Murray, South Murray, Payson, and Pocatello. ParisRV.com.
Brought to you by Paris RV.
Since 1947, Whipple Service Champions has been Utah's most trusted name for heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical services. Got a high-priced repair bill from another company and you're just not sure about it? Call Whipple. Get a free, no-pressure estimate or bring us their quote for an honest second opinion. Totally free. Whipple Service Champions, Utah's first place for second opinions since 1947. Call 385-273-7167 for your free estimate today. 385-273-7167.
KSL News Time, 4:45. The 3 things you need to know this hour. First,
President Trump says today's strikes against Iran are off, and he says we're this close to signing a peace deal. I'm KSL News Radio's Reagan Edelman.
Second, strong winds like last night can carry dust from around the Great Salt Lake. Researchers are still working to answer the 2 key questions: where that dust is coming from and what's actually in it. Third, our biggest traffic trouble spot.
Crews clearing a crash in Salt Lake at 9th East and 1700 South. Unusually heavy delays tonight. Northbound I-15 going from Davison to Weber County. Those start right about 7th South, SR 193, into the very bottom part of Ogden. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
Temperatures warm back into the 80s for the next couple of days, and by the end of the 7-day forecast, we heat up into the 90s. I'm Devin Shuley.
And right now in Salt Lake, 72 at the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios. Now, our top national stories.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. After weeks of stalled talks between the U.S. and Iran and strikes launched by both sides during the ceasefire, President Trump signaling a deal to end the war is close, he says, and could be signed as early as this weekend. ABC's Louis Martinez says we're also learning new details about the terms.
So the first details that we've gotten about this deal are coming from Israeli Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu. But what we are talking about, according to Netanyahu, is the elimination, the removal of Iran's enriched uranium, the dismantling of Iran's uranium enrichment facilities, the limiting of their missile production, and the end to support of Iran's proxies.
Following bipartisan criticism over President Trump's acting D&I director Bill Pulte, the president says he's nominating current U.S. attorney and former SEC chair Jay Clayton to oversee the intel agencies. He still has to be confirmed by the Senate. And volatile storms are sweeping across the Midwest tonight. This is ABC News.
KSL News Time, 4:47.
This is America, Did You Know? A weekly roundup of history facts and mythbusters in honor of our country's 250th birthday. Brought to you by America First Credit Union. I'm Maria Shalaz. Richard Shankman is the author of Legends, Lies, and Cherished Myths of American History. This week, we are setting the record straight about the American continent.
Christopher Columbus was definitely an explorer. He did come over to this side of the world, but first of all, he never landed in what we now regard as the continental United States. That was Ponce de Leon. Columbus went to the Bahamas, and it was in 1492. That part of the song is right. But here's what we get wrong. Number one, Columbus did not discover that the world is round. Columbus did not go to the University of Salamanca in Spain and convince a bunch of scholars who were numbskulls who believed that the earth was flat. No, they already knew that the world was round. The only difference that they had with Columbus, they actually did have such a big meeting. It was a big deal. they believed that the world was a lot larger than Columbus did. So where did we get this whole idea that Christopher Columbus discovered the idea that the earth was round? Well, it comes from a best-selling biography of Columbus in the early part of the 19th century by Washington Irving. He invented the whole story out of whole cloth, and Americans read this book. They loved this biography. There we have it. It's all malarkey.
Join us next week for more America Did You Know? I'm Maria Chaleos.
Traffic and weather together brought to you by UCCU. Improve cash flow with a home equity line of credit. Ricky Meese is here.
The drive on I-15 in Davis and Weber counties is pretty rough northbound with heavy delays going from Clearfield to almost Ogden, and southbound I-15 also seeing some slowing Riverdale to Roy. If you're on I-15 in Salt Lake County, northbound slowing comes from Lehigh up to Draper at Bangerter Highway, and then more slow speeds waiting for you between 53rd South to the North Interchange. Delays southbound I-15 from North Salt Lake to 2100 South and from 45th South Murray into Draper. Eric?
We are seeing some improvement southbound on the 215 westbound going by the airport. Had a disabled vehicle southbound at 700 North, blocking a right lane. We still got delays back to 2300 North, but it is moving along better. If you're southbound in Utah County, expect delays approaching Lehigh's Main Street. That's going to be the slowest section right there by that exit, but reduced speeds all the way down into Linden on the northbound side. A little bit of slowing 1600 North in Orem, but more so as you go from Triumph Boulevard, Thanksgiving Point area, past Timpanogos Highway and rounding Point of the Mountain into Salt Lake County. Seeing cracked, curling, or missing shingles on your roof? Don't wait. Save big during S&S Roofing's huge summer sale. From a small repair to a full replacement. SNSRoofingUtah.com. Eric Butler in the KSL Traffic Center.
The KSL 7-day forecast features one more day with temperatures comfortably in the 70s. That'll be Thursday. We have a high of 74 degrees with sunny skies and less wind. Then, majority of the 7-day forecast will be spent in the 80s. 87 on Friday, 88 degrees on Saturday. A drop slightly to 84 Sunday and Monday. Then upper 80s again Tuesday. And then we heat up mid-90s by the middle parts of next week. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Devin Mishuli.
In Salt Lake City, where it's 72 degrees. Interesting today, we saw how reactive the market is when there are developments in the war. Stay with us. Details to follow. Your 7-day forecast, by the way, brought to you by Performance Automotive Bountiful.
Jeff Caplan's Afternoon News, only on KSL News Radio.
Most people prefer a local company. That's why you're seeing more and more big league lawns on your street. We hear it all the time. My neighbor uses you guys, and their lawn looks amazing. Thicker, greener, just better. Big League Lawn started right here in Utah 10 years ago, and it didn't take long for people to notice. Along the way, they've left more than 1,600 5-star reviews talking about it. Big League Lawns, built right here, chosen every day.
Mosquitoes were out before the grill was even hot. You lit the torches, sprayed the kids, swatted through dinner, and the mosquitoes still won. Call Skeeter Eater, a Utah company built for backyard living. Our family-friendly treatments and smart mosquito traps keep the fun going long after sunset. Get $40 off your first treatment now at SkeeterEater.com. Skeeter Eater. Stop the bites. Start the fun.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life.
Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2026 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aid.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Any Hour Services can help unclog any drain in your house, whether you have a backup, a clog, or a slow drain you want fixed. Call Any Hour Services or visit anyhourservices.com.
Hi, this is Derek Overstreet, president of the New Millennium Group and co-host of Stop Working, Start Living with KSL News Radio. Can you imagine what your life would be like if you could retire 3 to 5 years earlier than you thought possible? The things you could do, the loved ones you could spend time with, the memories that you could create. That's what our team at the New Millennium Group does. We'll walk you through the entire process every step of the way. If you'd like to get a copy of the 5-step proprietary plan that will help you retire 3 to 5 years sooner than you thought possible, give us a shout right now. 888-999-6370. That's 888-999-6370 or utahsfinancialplanner.com. Listen, most of our listeners right now have a tax problem, not a money problem. There's not enough money in Social Security Medicare as it is. Let us show you how you can significantly reduce your taxes. That's 888-999-6370, 888-999-6370 or utahsfinancialplanner.com.
We're watching Utah's money. SpaceX goes public tomorrow morning. Elon's $1 trillion conglomerate is set to join the NASDAQ at the market open. Symbol SPCX. The stock will open at $135 a share, and we'll see if it goes up like a rocket. Waymo is launching a new subscription tier for $30 a month. These are self-driving taxis. It gives users benefits like free cancellations, a loyalty program. The catch is it's invite only. You got to be special to get in on Waymo Premier. Oracle took a major hit today. The software company beat earnings and revenue expectations for the quarter, but reported negative free cash flow. Investors did not like this. Oracle was down 11% today. And on Wall Street, the Dow is just humming along, whatever. And then President Trump says we have a deal to end the Iran war. It could be signed this weekend. The Dow shot up 900 points, ended 930 to the upside, back over 50,000. The S&P was up 127, and the NASDAQ gained 640 points.
I didn't realize how bad my windows were until I replaced them. You think your house is fine, and then you sit by a new high-performance window, and suddenly you're not freezing in the winter or baking in the summer. Peach Windows and Doors showed me the difference between builder-grade windows and real performance windows. The glass packages, the seals, the insulation, it's not even close. And here's the part I love. It completely changes the look of the house. Cleaner lines, bigger glass, more light. It instantly feels upgraded. Whether you're building $1 million home or you want yours to look like one, windows matter more than you think. Lower energy bills, more comfort, massive curb appeal. Go see the difference for yourself at peachdoorsandwindows.com or visit their showroom. Trust me, once you see the difference, you can't unsee it. peachdoorsandwindows.com.
There's nothing better than getting outside with the people you love. And in Utah, we have endless ways to stay active and healthy outdoors. But staying healthy also means staying safe. Intermountain Health recommends that you wear the right gear, stay hydrated, protect your skin, and plan ahead before you go. Know your limits and choose activities that keep it safe and fun for everyone. Because when you make health and safety a part of every adventure, you're taking care of what matters most: your life, your health.
911, tell me exactly what happened.
My son and his wife and their 2 children haven't responded.
Susan Powell disappeared on a snowy morning in 2009.
And I said, Josh, where are you? You need to get home.
And her husband will never be held accountable.
Your wife is missing, Josh.
Yeah, but
And you want to think about it for a couple of days?
I'd had this overwhelming feeling that he had done something to her already.
I'm Dave Cawley, host of the podcast Cold.
Then he starts making phone calls to Susan's phone.
Hello, Susan. We are on our way back.
It's the deepest of deep dives into this tragic tale of abuse.
Where was Josh when Susan disappeared?
I don't know. Of one mother's desperate attempt to escape.
This is me.
covering all my bases.
Help prevent it from happening again.
Our focus has and continues to be finding Susan.
Listen and learn by following Cold wherever you get your podcasts.
Traffic and weather together brought to you by UCCU. You deserve to love where you bank. Ricky, what's up?
We've had an accident southbound I-15 prior to 2100 South. They're getting it moved over to the right. It is part of the slowing that we have southbound I-15 from Warm Springs Road down to 2100 South, and then more delays stretching from Murray through Draper. Northbound I-15 slowdowns Bluffdale and Draper, and again from 45th South all the way into Woods Cross and Bountiful. Eric?
Eastbound slowing Bangerter Highway, on I-80 from Bangerter over to 215. You've got northbound and southbound delays on the west belt between 201 and about 1000 north near the airport. I-15 southbound Utah County slow from Lehigh's Main Street to Linden. Where will summer take you with UTA's rider's license? Kids age 6 through 18 ride all summer for just $49. Get yours today on the Transit app or at rideuta.com. I'm Eric Butler in the KSL Traffic Center.
Traffic and weather together on the 9s. We have a cool night in store. We're headed down to 49 degrees tomorrow. Bright sunshine's going to heat up to 87, and we're pretty much going to stay there through Monday. Sunset tonight at 8:58.
KSL FM Midvale.
KSL Salt Lake City.
From the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios, this is KSL News Radio.
Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
Good afternoon. This is the 5 o'clock report. 20 minutes of uninterrupted news, commercial free. I'm Jeff Caplan, KSL's top story. A former volunteer firefighter has now been arrested for arson again. This time for multiple fires last night in Tooele County. KSL News Radio's Heather Peterson joins us live with the details. Heather?
Jeff, 39-year-old Timothy West has a history of intentionally setting fires. He served time in prison for arson in 2014. And before that, he was also convicted of arson in 2010 and 2011. This time, he was arrested after deputies found him knocking on doors, alerting people about a fire in Stockton last night. And he reportedly lied to detectives about where he was earlier in the day, even though surveillance video shows he was close to where 2 fires were started in the Lake Point area. Neighbor Tristan Allred told KSL TV she's known West her whole life.
Sad that this family's going through this again. That individual has some severe problems, obviously, and I can't believe he did it again.
Firefighters were able to keep the fire in Stockton to 4 acres and the one at Lake Point at 10. West has been booked on suspicion of 5 charges. Reporting live, Heather Peterson, KSL News Radio.
Timothy West has already served about 3 years in prison, and the judge recommended West get mental health treatment. KSL legal analyst Greg Skorda says that for some people, serial fire causing is an addiction.
Addiction, like drugs, like pornography. I mean, there are certain people that just have these addictions. They just have these issues that just haunt them. And you and I, it's hard to understand, but there's something about fires and arson that attracts this man and that he can't get away from, and he just continues to do it.
Greg says the best thing for someone like this is mental health treatment, but in this case, that hasn't seemed to work. He says that with multiple prior convictions, if West is found guilty, he'll likely see a much longer prison term. KSL News Time 5:02. Multiple federally funded entities are crucial to fighting fires or even predicting them. That's from Dr. Jennifer Balch with University of Colorado Boulder. But she says funding cuts to groups like the National Science Foundation, the National Weather Service, and even NASA are hurting those efforts.
There's so many different aspects of understanding fire, and our government investment in fire science is huge. And without that, we really do compromise our ability to think of what are the solutions that are going to better protect American lives, our property, and the places that we love.
Balch says that funding is crucial to being prepared, and the investment in researchers and workers is worth the cost. Another concern, the same wind that fans the wildfire flames can also kick up toxic dust that blows into our backyards. KSL News Radio's Eric Cabrera reports.
KSL meteorologist Matt Johnson says when it comes to Great Salt Lake dust, wind speed matters, but wind direction may matter even more. Yesterday's strong northwest winds pushed dust toward the Wasatch Front, helping create some of the hazy conditions many people noticed.
That was definitely
What we saw last night was a northwest wind that was strong enough to, boom, pick it up and draw it in.
He says meteorologists start paying closer attention when wind gusts approach 40 miles an hour. Yesterday's gusts topped 50. As for the next few days, he says another system could bring some wind this weekend, but right now it doesn't look strong enough to create another significant dust event. Eric Cabrera, KSL News Radio.
No, it's one thing to say there could be arsenic in the dust. It's another to measure how much. And we will know someday soon. The State Department of Environmental Quality is expanding a network of more than 20 monitoring stations. They're around the lake to track the dust and study what's in it, maybe arsenic or other heavy metals. Officials say the goal is to better understand what we're exposed to when dust is carried off the lake bed. KSL News Time 5:04. Our top national story, President Trump has told the U.S. military to stand down, claiming a peace deal is all but done.
We just made a great settlement of the war with Iran, and we're going to be subject to finalization of documents, which should get done over the next few days.
Sources tell ABC News the peace deal could be signed as soon as the weekend. Whether that happens or not, either way, Wall Street went crazy. Soon as the president released his Truth Social statement, the Dow instantly went up more than 800 points. Democrats have won around on Capitol Hill. President Trump has dropped his choice for Director of National Intelligence. Bill Pulte is a Trump diehard with no intelligence experience. Instead, the president's nominated someone else with no intelligence experience, the most high-profile U.S. attorney in New York City, Jay Clayton, nominated to become the DNI, replacing Tulsi Gabbard. KSL News Time 5:05. It's time for First Look Traffic on the 5 o'clock report. We turn to Ricky Meese.
We've had a lot of delays on northbound I-15 going between Davis and Weber counties. Clearfield almost to Ogden, and some of that has been very slow and going.